let's kick off the show, though, by welcoming back to the show, I think technically was our very first co-host, I think. We'll check with that. It's hello and g'day to Brie Elliot. Kia ora, Brie. How are you, mate?
Hi. It's so cool, Pat. You have Tommy D and Brie today. Love
I
that.
might go. You guys can run it, yeah? I'll just leave. That'd be nice. Have a night off. Were you our first? Were you our first guest host?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
you
oh,
were.
you probably had Paul, maybe?
No, I think you were the Monday. I think it might have been the Tuesday.
Maybe it was
Anyway,
me.
you broke the mold, and I've seen you kind of hanging around in the chat to be a fair bit there. What have you been thinking of the co-hosts? Because
I've been
I know you've seen a
loving
few.
it. Yes, I've been loving it. It's so cool to hear other voices and just to have people coming together to try to socially educate people as much as they can. I just think, yeah, it's beautiful
Yeah,
to see.
yeah. I think that one of the reasons we wanted to do this is for, and this is where I might as well put up Citizen Goals daily message for the next 443 days at most. Thank you for the super chat. I think we need to unify on some level and get our messaging out there. So this is all a part of it. It's all a part of what we're doing. Now, anyway, Brie, I don't want to say you committed an assault today or yesterday, but there was a bit of a scrap with Chris Bishop online that actually I've seen Tanya Waikato talk about and other people as well. So I thought rather than me kind of plodding through what you did on your Facebook page, maybe we'll just get you on and you can tell us all about this big scrap you had
Yes.
with. Now, I also heard that I could be wrong in this because there's been several people I've seen who have posted something about it, that you got Chris Bishop to take something down. Is that right? As a part of this?
Oh, did I?
No, okay, maybe not, maybe not.
What I'd heard was that people couldn't see his comments on my on a thread, and I was like, oh, that's really weird. And people were sending me screenshots, and I was like, I can still see them. And I think he just went through and blocked a lot of my followers.
Because that's free speech in action.
Yeah.
Kia kaha, national. All right, man. Hey, tell us the situation. Give us the rundown. Basically, give us the audible version of the post you've talked about.
Yeah, of course. So obviously, I'm a constituent in the Hutt South, so Chris Bishop is my MP, and I've noticed over the last few months, really, that he's been posting so many photos, like outside businesses that have been either open for months, like Mitre 10, or at which he had no help in putting there. Or a restaurant that has opened nearby that most families in the Hutt South probably can't afford to eat at. And it was just really grinding my gears. And he did the exact same thing again. He posted himself at a cleaning company or something like that, just kind of sitting on tractors or something, not really contributing much to my community. So I just asked him simply, do you do anything? Or do you just take photos with people? See, there you go. The cleaning thing.
And he responded to you directly and with
Which
haste.
is great. Yes, because you want your local MP to obviously answer you and speak to the people that he represents. And he replies being like, I don't know who you are, but you don't know the Hutt, and I think you can see it. There you go.
He says MPs visit local businesses all the time, core part of the job. I enjoy going to local restaurants and try and highlight them. So is going to local events. Your major complaint seems to be I go out to events. Slightly odd complaint, as most people I talk to say that they expect their MP to be out and about. As for melling, shows how little you know about it. Not sure who you are, but you clearly don't understand the Hutt. Have a great day.
So the Melling interchange in Lower Hutt is a big $1 million project that was started under the Labour government in 2020 as part of the New Zealand Upgrade program. So obviously Labour organised all of that funding and everything. Chris Bishop's taking credit for it. So it's just another example of him not actually providing any tangible outcomes that he's provided for my community. And I just really wanted to highlight that, you know, we see that, and it's really sad, especially for the
So
young people.
So you asked him, did he ever actually do anything or just go to local business for photo ops? Well, I have 7 ministerial portfolios, 2 young kids, and I'm a local MP. Try my best to manage it. To which you said, sounds like you should request delegation for some of those portfolios and give yourself a bit of a break. I enjoy being busy. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because I mean, like, it's like if you don't know who you're talking to, you might be, and it's not saying this is you, but you might be talking to someone who could be quite a problem for you, just to basically go, who are you again? And even to say that, I mean, that's a bit like saying, don't you know who I am? I don't know who you are, which is a bit awful.
Yes.
So you basically said to him, what do you actually do? He said lots of stuff. And then you said to him, like what? And he didn't answer. Is that like, it's like you've asked him, as I understand it, for actual, can you tell us some of the things you do within government? The mailing thing, for example, my understanding, and we heard this from Chris Hipkins on Monday night, is that he delayed it to try and get a better deal, and it ended up costing him more to get it done. So I don't know if that's the best one for him to brag home about. But when you asked him, what have you actually done for my community? What did he end up saying?
He said he goes to local events and he goes to restaurants, which is really nice that he has the money to do that. Most of my family has gone to Australia in search of a better life, and those were valuable workers, public servants that would have really benefited the Hutt South. And I know that there's many other people that also feel that way and are seeing their families leave. And I just think it's really sad that he can't even answer with one thing that he has provided for the community he's meant to represent.
I found it interesting as well that when I had a look on his page and I found some of your comments, there was other people from your community kind of backing up what you were saying. I'm not suggesting he is a grifter. A grifter implies someone who earns money off almost being fake in what they do. But there was the element of, you don't do anything, you're in it for the pay packet, blah, 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 blah. So there were some defenders of him as well, but there were several people in there that were sort of having your perspective of who Chris Bishop is in Hutt Valley.
Yeah, I've lived here my whole life. I've been involved in the local community. I've been in local theatres in Wainuiomata, in the Hutt, in Porirua, all over Wellington. So I talk to people that are in these situations, and clearly he doesn't. And it's just so frustrating. And if I have to do it, then fine.
Tommy, I know this is a bit of a kind of direct questions to Brie, but have you got any thoughts or comments on this, or anything in particular to do with this could also involve a conversation around what politicians do in their own electorates as well?
I mean, I think it's great, like the fact that you're clearly getting under his skin, because aside from like what us content creators seek to do, which is socially educate people on social media, we also want to get their attention, and clearly you're doing something that's hitting a nerve. So it was awesome. I went back and had a look at the whole interaction before I hopped on, and it was just like, I do heaps of things, and I go to all these places, and it's just like, oh yeah, cool, bro. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah.
Kiwi Bird has got a song for you, Brie. It's Move Bish, get out the way. Get out the way, Bish, get out the way.
I never thought of that.
You might have to go. What do you call them? National anthems. You call them national anthems? You might have to go and do one. Before you leave us, Brie, thank you for jumping in. It kind of feels quite we've come full circle in the whole kind of 3-week period. So thank you for being a part of that. A question for you. How active politically on the left is Hutt Valley? And I asked this question because we've just done a whole bunch of merch, and we're doing our You Can't Bomb the Truth Away merch at the moment. And honestly, it feels like every third package that we've put together is an address in the Hutt. And it's surprising to me. I mean, this is anecdotal evidence, so it doesn't really mean anything, that you'd have a national MP in an area where, as far as kind of sending out merch from here to all of New Zealand, it would be not just the most per capita, it's probably the most of any one area is Hutt Valley. Is there a secret? Is there something in the water?
Well, at least we can drink our water. That's nice. But I think, yeah, well, I definitely think there's been a change in the ocean lately. I think people are protesting a lot more because they're seeing things that they're not happy with. And like a lot of the ministers' offices are based here in the Hutt. So I think it's a bit more visible in the last few years, kind of the impact that they're having on our community. So I think that could be turning people a little bit. I also think some people just voted for him to represent them as his electorate because he's comes across as a nice guy. Every person I talk to is like, oh, well, he's a nice guy. You know, there's a lot of nice guys in the world. But does that mean that they're providing outcomes for our community? Not necessarily. And I think that's what we should be holding him to. So, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it's been cool to catch up with you again tonight. Tom, you got anything for Brie before we say goodbye?
Nah, nothing more. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, and yeah.
Awesome.
There's another merch idea. Little Bush Boy shirt. Apparently, that's from Harvard. That's another one. We could keep on going. Hey, Brie, thanks for being a part of us tonight. I think you'll hear from us again. We'll be in touch because it was great to connect with you and with all these other creators who have been sort of new to our platform. Hopefully, our audience, if they haven't known you guys now, will. And yeah, it's going to be a really big next 12 months. So cheers for coming on board, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again super soon.
Awesome. See you guys. Thank you for having me.
See ya.
See you, Brie. All the best, mate. Thanks for jumping in.